That's now 2 former Eagles that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have plucked away from the champs. First, it was Bo Allen, and now it's Vinny Curry heading to Tampa. 3 years, $23 million base salary, can make up to $27 million, and $11.5 million is guaranteed. You know, the funny thing about this move, Joey Shakes and I, earlier in the week during our free agency preview video, we had a trade scenario where we had Vinny Curry and a draft pick going to Tampa Bay for Quan Alexander. And the logic behind that was, well, Quan is in the final year of his rookie contract, and the Bucs are extending players like crazy. You've got Mike Evans, just got one, Cameron Brate, and you're going to have to extend Jameis Winston at some point. So our logic was, okay, final year of his rookie deal, maybe the Bucs don't extend Quan Alexander. You already got Levante David, obviously really, really underrated linebacker there. And Quan Alexander is another really, really underrated linebacker. And the Eagles could obviously use linebacker help. So, you know, that was a scenario where we had earlier in the week. And it's funny because we also saw that Tampa Bay needs help at defensive end. So in a corresponding move, they also released Robert Ayers. So you look at that depth chart. I mean, you had William Golston, Noah Spence, a second-round pick from 2016 that, you know, I'm not really high on. Ryan Russell is another guy. So there's not much off the edge that Tampa Bay brings to the table. So speaking of Vinny Curry now, you know, it's funny. A lot of people don't know this, but Vinny Curry actually led the Eagles last year in quarterback hurries with 41. He only had 3 sacks on the year, but 41 quarterback hurries. Obviously not worth the money that he was making, but he did improve as a player last year. He improved against the run. This was always a weakness of his. Now I wouldn't say he's great at it, but, you know, he's average / maybe even a little bit above average now. I mean, he made a lot of plays down the line, a lot more disciplined in the running game. But the thing is in terms of his sack total, he had 9 sacks in 2014, and he's only had 9 total since. So there you go with that. Now, he's going to get more snaps in Tampa Bay. And, you know, the thing about that contract, it just shows how important having edge players are. You know, not that Vinny Curry is the best thing in the world, but the fact that he got cut and got picked up that quickly, you know, kind of shows you something. Now, I didn't expect the Eagles to get a draft pick for him, like a high one. I was hoping for like a 6th or a 7th, but you know, they released him, and I think part of the reason why they released him was I think they were trying to go after the Honey Badger, because you could have held on to Vinny Curry a little bit longer, so you could have tried to work out a trade with another team, but because of the Honey Badger, I think the Eagles tried to make a play for him, and you know, they just weren't able to do it. They're cash strapped. They don't have a lot of money. And as we saw, the Texans were able to snag him for only $7 million. Now, I know you might be saying, well, you know, the Honey Badger wasn't really on the teams that were interested in him. Eagles weren't among the teams that were interested in the Honey Badger. But here's the thing about Howie Roseman. He's sneaky. All right, this is part of the Howieing process. He doesn't tell anybody anything, because the teams that were interested in Michael Bennett, well, one of those teams was not reportedly the Eagles, and then the Eagles came out of nowhere and did whoop, they swooped him up. We didn't hear anything about Jay Ajayi. They swooped him up too. This is kind of what Howie Roseman does. So if you read between the lines, I think they got rid of Vinny Curry because they wanted the Honey Badger. But they weren't able to get it done, and you know what? It's okay. I mean, the Eagles, obviously, Super Bowl champions, bitches. So there you go. So Vinny Curry going to Tampa Bay. That is the news for this afternoon. I'm out of here. Peace.